I don't even have an intro for this. We just gonna get right into it. There's a lot to say, and I want to make a Danganronpa video after this. So let's just get through it. I will start off with a warning though. This is not for most people, I won't lie. I'm gonna censor a lot and I'm gonna dumb it down, but the raw manga, if you ever plan to read it, I will tell you to proceed with caution because it's pretty graphic and not like the gory kind of graphic. I'm talking about the other kind of graphic. So this manga pretty much just starts off right in the meat of it. Within the first few pages, our MC is just getting chewed out by his pregnant wife. Cause you know, when people pregnant, they tend to be a little emotionally unstable and all that. This scene right here is pretty normal. What isn't normal was our MC starting to reminisce about an old crush he had. Talking about he loves his wife, but he always wonders how his life would have been if he got with his high school crush. Now guess who he ran into the very next day? That same crush he was just thinking about. Her name is Tono, by the way. Now obviously running into each other again after all these years, they decide to chill for a bit to catch up. Now the whole time he's hanging out with Tono, he's feeling a little guilty because you know he got a wife back home and right now he's chilling with his old crush. He knows he's in the wrong right now, but he is still enjoying that time. He ain't cheating, but he's borderline there. But then out of nowhere, some weird shit started happening. Yes, something weird than this nigga cheating on his wife. Out of nowhere, there was a power outage. Then somehow it started flooding without anybody noticing. So now they trapped inside this building together. They're in a Net Café, by the way. The context of where they are is pretty important. But these two are currently trapped in a building together, which means that this guy who is in a rocky relationship is going to be stuck in a building with one of his old crushes. That sounds bad, but it's about to get worse. They thought they was just trapped in a building because a flood was happening, but what actually happened is the whole building somehow got transported to another dimension. You know, when I picked up this manga, I thought it was just going to be some drama thing. I mean, it started with a dude borderline cheating on his pregnant wife, but then it just turned to a survival series real quick, and it really didn't take long for shit to start going sideways. But as I said, I'm gonna have to censor a lot in this manga, so I can't really go into detail. Much detail for what I'm about to say. But I'm gonna just let you know, this girl right here probably got it the worst. This dude who's holding her hostage right here ended up getting groovy with her. Then this other dude beat up the dude who was holding her hostage, but instead of freeing her, he also decided to get groovy with her. And he invited one of his homies to get groovy with her as well. I'm hoping these analogies are making sense. Just know it's a lot of fucked up shit going on. But throughout all this happening, MC's not really caring. The only thing on his mind right now is keeping Tono safe. But I will swear to you, everyone who got trapped here has something wrong in their head. Covering series like this makes me think I really need to open up a Patreon, but I think I'll save that for the future. Just know a string of fucked up events happened, and like 90% of them entail people either getting beat up, grooved, or just flat out murdered. Most people would think this is some pretty traumatic shit going on here. So you would assume everybody would be tweaking out, but instead they are freaking out. I ain't talking about being scared, I'm talking about the other type of freak. This other girl named Mako, who isn't really too important, tried putting the moves on MC while they was right next to Tono, by the way. Now obviously MC is going to push her off, but for the wrong reasons. You would think he's trying to stay faithful to his wife, but it was for Tono. Bro's being faithful to Tono and not his wife. Why is he being faithful to this girl he hasn't seen in like a decade or something and not his wife? It's pretty obvious why. I'm just trying to make a statement here. And I guess this Mako girl ain't done yet, because like an hour later, this girl ends up coming back and she tries to do the same shit again. But hold on before you just call her thirsty. She is, but this time she was being forced by Terasawa. I haven't brought up Terasawa till just now, but when I was talking about like a whole bunch of horrible moments happening before this, pretty much every fucked up thing that happened was because of this nigga Terasawa. He's pretty much just the main villain of this story. Now obviously MC pushed her away again, and she ended up telling MC it's Terasawa who was forcing her to do this shit. And I guess MC just now decides he's done with it, so now he wants to kill Terasawa. But before we get to any of that, something happens that we were pretty much all expecting to happen at any moment. And he ends up just saying fuck his wife because he'd rather be with Tono for the rest of his life. And I quote, he says, "Even if I don't get back home, I'm fine as long as I can stay here with you. Rather be stranded in the middle of nowhere with his crush instead of go back home to his wife." That's pregnant, by the way. He admits that throughout his whole marriage, he was still thinking of Tono. But like we all kind of seen this coming from the first chapter. I guess he just decided to stop hiding it because he plans to kill somebody in a second. So after pretty much cheating on his wife, he finally went to do something about Terasawa. He went and got a mop, and I won't lie, he started wailing on bro. And MC still somehow found a way to get his ass beat. But then here's when shit starts to get tricky. After watching her mans get beat up, Tono ends up popping out with a knife to the neck. She's holding everyone hostage, saying that if she dies, everyone else in this world will die as well. You're probably wondering what the fuck she's talking about. For context, between all that weird shit that was going on, they started believing that it's Tono's fault that everybody's here. Some crazy ass nigga started going around talking about she created this alternate reality so that she could be trapped together with the MC. And the crazy part about it is her words hold a little truth, because in the middle of her speech, MC just gets teleported out of nowhere. Since this world was allegedly made by Tono, whenever her life is in danger, something random just might happen. That random event ended up with MC just getting thrown away from the Net Café. And with MC gone, that just means Terasawa can run around doing a whole bunch of bullshit. By the time MC got back, let's just say Terasawa ran his course through everybody here, excluding Tono. You can't really fuck with her. Obviously, I can't really show what happened, but you already know what to expect from this nigga. So after running through and seeing all this fucked up shit that Terasawa did, you would assume MC was ready to run them round twos. But instead of running fades, he just went straight to Tono and kissed her out of nowhere. And it's fucked up that I find this shit funny, but instead of Terasawa trying to attack MC or whatever, he just proceeds to make himself talk with the Reaper, if you know what I mean. I guess maybe he felt something for Tono, so then when he got Adam 22'd, he just decided he ain't want to be here. And this is how you know both MC and Tono were fucked up in the head, because right after all that violence, they decided to get freaked out as well. Literally the moment after Terasawa took his exit. There's other people in the room with them, by the way. Just to remind you, MC got a wife and kid outside of this. Speaking of his wife, somehow out of nowhere, his wife just called him. You know, they're in a separate space and time, so they didn't really have reception, but somehow one of his wife's calls is going through to him right now. Everybody in here started looking at bro like he a piece of shit, which he is. Sadly though, that call that was going through wasn't actually a call. When they answered the phone, it was just like a pre-recorded call going through. Like his phone started playing a conversation he had with his wife in the past. And then we just start going plot twist for plot twist to the point that we twisted the plot. You see, at first they were saying this is Tona's world that she made to trap MC. But now it's flipping and people are saying that it's actually MC's world and he's here to trap Tono. They were saying that MC was so obsessed with her that when he ran into her again, he subconsciously made this world. And then right after making that revelation, they started getting messages on a computer saying that if you die in this world, you actually just get sent back to the normal world. As you can imagine, as soon as people got this news, people started dropping like flies. It was pretty graphic. All they had was a kitchen knife to really do all that. So you can just imagine a lot of blood. And it's crazy that I'm saying this, but this mass murder probably wasn't even like the craziest thing I've seen in this manga. But the message on the computer did turn out to be truthful, because more messages popped up from the people that decided to leave, showing they were back home after taking the knife. And as you can imagine, after finding out it was real, even more people started dipping out. Eventually, everyone has left except MC and Tono. While they were finally by themselves, a whole bunch of shit just started happening. This other dimension that was in suddenly altered itself, and they ended up back in school. It's just suddenly revealed that Tono's not a real person, and she's just something that was living inside of MC's mind. No one really saw her until they were in the parallel universe. I mean, MC saw her, but it could have just been his own delusion. Other people were only allowed to interact with her while they were in this other world. Yeah, that's a crazy fucking plot twist. I thought this story was just going to be about a nigga who's cheating on his wife or something. It was going to turn into some like romantic drama or something. But then without any explanation of what just happened, MC just ends up getting sent back home. And here's what pissed me off. After cheating on his wife in another dimension, he just gets to come home and proceed with life like nothing happened. He stays with his wife has a kid, he just gets to live on happily. No moral of the story, nothing bad happened to him, he didn't lose nothing, he just got to freely cheat. And then boom, that's the end of the story. I mean, maybe I'm expecting too much from this, but I was at least hoping our MC, who's obviously a piece of shit, would get what was coming to him. But nah, he just got to cheat on his pregnant wife and get away with it. Cheated on her and still got the good ending when he stayed with her and had a kid with her. How you beat one of the most fucked up people and still get the good ending? He ain't have no character arc. He ain't have no development. He ain't have no redemption arc. He was just a piece of shit through and through and still got the good ending. I was kind of hoping bro just got smited at the end or something like that. But like overall as a manga, this shit was not it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. There was major things happening like every other panel. And it's just really hard to keep up. It's to the point where so much shit is happening, I just don't care that it's happening. It's just a whole bunch of shock factor. That's the best way to put it. Anyways, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. I'm planning to get back on anime. I kind of just been on the manga bench for a second.